Spot on, chip, chip, and all that. Welcome to What's Happenintinson with me, Robert Pattinson. The only show we're allowed to come find out about all the news and all the things happening in the world with some of my best friends, some of your favorite guests from the worlds of comedy, streaming, and all that. We've got such a lovely show today. Before I kick things off, I want to start by introducing one of my five best friends, my co-host, a true friend of this show and a champion of this stream, Clancy Kramer!
Here I am.
Clancy!
Ah.
How are you, love?
Oh man, I'm feeling so good. I got an air conditioner. I'm in my bed. Those are the main things about me right now.
Oh, those are some of the most important things. Hi, Lena in the chat. Oh, Clancy, I'm just so happy to have you here on this very special episode.
Wait, what's special about it?
Well, Clancy, you don't know?
I don't know.
Well, Clancy, it's our 4-month anniversary, chap! Can you believe it?
I suppose it is.
Clancy, it's the 4-month anniversary from when you and I started this little thing.
All right.
Can you believe it, Clancy?
That is special.
Can you believe it's been this long? 4 long months together, you and me, creating content together.
4 long months of speaking once every 30 days.
Yes. What did you get me?
What did I get you?
Yeah, for the 4-month anniversary.
I can, oh god. I have, a big pencil.
What, Clancy, is that a Ticonderoga?
Yeah, it's my first Ticonderoga.
That's your first ever Ticonderoga?
Yeah, my first Ticonderoga.
The first one you've ever had?
I went to the grocery store because I needed to buy some pencils for something, and I saw
as you all wants to do
pencils that are for babies, and I said, "Yep, that's what I will have. I will have
big
baby pencils."
And now you're passing the love along.
Very good. Whatever the thing is where you grab. What's that?
Yeah, you don't have good tactile sensory perception yet.
Absolutely.
Hey, you don't have object permanence yet. Clancy, you're but a boy. You're a young chap over there.
I'm just a little baby. I didn't do
just a
anything
little
wrong.
baby. Oh, little baby Thembo over there.
Classic
Clancy, well, you can look forward to a $5 Amazon gift card coming in the mail from me to celebrate this monumentous occasion. And you can spend that on whatever you like. That's as good as cash.
Man, I can buy so many big pencils with that.
You could buy one very big pencil, I bet.
No, I've looked into it. For a really big pencil, it's like $250.
So maybe a medium pencil, medium
yeah,
large.
Maybe just like a chunky boy that you could hold like this.
Big enough to look a novelty, but not big enough to be dangerous.
I did see on Etsy the other day a dildo that's shaped like a pencil. That's kind of fun.
Oh, it's fun. It could be a bit of a multi-purpose.
I don't think it has
journal.
lead in it. I don't think it
that
has
probably wouldn't be good. You know, when you're buying dildos, that's one thing. You always got to read the ingredients.
You do.
Because there might be some lead in there. There might be a little bit of cyanide or some gluten, something you don't want to, popped up in your bits.
Definitely.
You don't want to be putting no lead in your old rimbly timbly, that's for sure. Clancy, speaking of rimbly timbly, how about we introduce our next guest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Clancy, how about I turn the lights on in my apartment before I start the stream?
I mean, you could do that, or you could not. You could be born in the dark like the Batman.
Oh, Clancy, now you're speaking my language. Well, it's quite hot here in England, having a bit of a heat wave, so I just had the lights turned off to keep it cool. But now that I've donned my streaming apparel, it's time for business.
Don we now are streaming.
Speaking of business, our next guest is some of your business. She's an old friend. She's one of my best mates. We've known each other for a long time. We met on this very channel here. Please put your hands together out there in Stream World for Eliza Butler.
Hello. We did meet on this stream, didn't we?
Eliza! How are you, mate?
I'm doing good. Do you want to see my 4-month anniversary present?
I would love to, Eliza.
So I have a deck of tarot cards from Casey Musgraves, the country pop artist.
Oh, I learned about your future with a little bit of Southern charm.
A little bit. So let's see what they have to say. We've got the 10 of Deer reversed. And I think
What
that
is-
means...
Is
I don't know
a
what
deer is a
I
deer
assume-
like a sword? Is a deer a sword or a cup?
It must be
Those are the only
swords.
two options that I will accept.
Yeah, I don't
If
know.
a deer is a pentacle,
I think it
I'll
might-
eat my goddamn hat.
Oh, wait. It is the pentacle.
That's no pentacle.
Fuck my ass.
Yeah.
A deer can't be a pentacle.
Yeah.
I thought a pentacle was some sort of amulet. You can't wear a deer around your neck.
If
You
there's
could-
one thing I
Maybe
know
you could
about
if you tried
deer,
hard enough.
Mhm.
if there's one thing I know about deer, they're not money.
No.
They're not money.
No.
And they're not amulets, certainly. That's what a pentacle is, right? Some sort of it? Or is it money?
I think in tarot, pentacles usually mean money.
Well,
Yeah.
sound off in the chat if you're a witch and you want to really well actually us. We'll invite that.
Absolutely.
Eliza,
Yes.
Eliza, I haven't seen you for about 7 days. It's been a while.
It has been. It felt like forever. It did.
Yes, it is. These Tuesdays, these streams are always fun, but it is always a bummer because it breaks up me and Eliza's weekly Tuesday meetups where we play poker and smoke cigars at her apartment.
Exactly. Yeah. Drink a little whiskey.
A little bit of scotch on the rocks.
A little bit.
And
Yeah.
talk about the kids and football and all that.
Right.
We have a good time. Well, I'll be there next week. I'll sure to be there. And I've been thinking, Eliza, the poker games might be a little bit funner if we had more than 2 people.
I think it could be. I'm starting to learn all your tells, and it makes it less fun. So.
Yes, especially because one of us, we're not very good at multitasking, so one of us is always just the dealer.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
You
a
have
work
to
in
smoke a
progress.
cigar faster. Whoever smokes a cigar faster is the player. So.
It's really, our hangs are pretty cigar-centric. The poker, that's ancillary, if I'm being
Yes.
honest.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right, speaking of ancillary, our next guest is certainly not ancillary. She's the number one. She is. Now, I met this young woman about 10 years ago at a fan meet and greet for one of my hit films, Breaking Dawn Part 2. And, she made such an impression. We've kept in touch. And we're still friends to this day. You know her. You love her. She's a podcaster, writer, and entertainer to boot. Put your hands together for Jasper, everybody!
Hi, Robert. It's so good to see you again.
Jenna! How are you, love?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, when I started this show, I always want to, put my day oneers up on a pedestal, and you've supported me from all the way back before I was a leading man hotshot, and I appreciate that deeply. Look at that! There's me! You've got 2 small me's on the other side of your face.
I use them to massage my sinuses. It's really good for, allergy season. And then, sometimes I massage my feet with them. And also I make them kiss sometimes. But we don't have to talk about that.
As you should. I should warn you, Jenna, those are painted with lead paint. So as you're massaging yourself, don't get carried away. As we've covered already, you don't want any lead up in your Ridley Timberleys. It's just not safe.
Thank you.
All right. Smashing. I'm glad I could help you out with that tip. Now, Jenna, we stayed quite close over these years.
Mhm.
You were just a young woman when we met. You were 18, right? In 2012. This isn't a troubling bit of canon for me to be establishing.
Yeah, no, I remember specifically I showed you my ID,
Okay.
and because you were like really,
Right,
you were
right.
really adamant that I was over 18, and so I made sure to show you my ID, and we just had a really good laugh about, like how important it is to be 18, and I thought it was a really good, it was a really good conversation. I think we bonded really well, and we've just stayed so close, since, and I feel like,
We stayed close. We have a
yeah.
We have a book club, you and I. We meet on a monthly at your apartment.
Yes, exactly.
We have.
Let's see here. What is the book that we go over? Let's see here.
Have you read any
What do we
Dan
got lined
Browns
up
recently?
for August? We haven't read any Dan Browns.
I'm a big Dan Brown head.
You see, our book club is kind of on a 4-month cycle. Well, 4 or 5 months, depending on what expanded universe books we include, but it's really just the Twilight books over and over again. I like to stay connected to my roots.
Wait, isn't there 5 of those for sure now? Is the new one not canon? Am I missing something?
Well, I was talking about the short
one...
and terrible life of What's-Her-Face.
No, the new one the new one Midnight Sun is not
Midnight
canon.
Sun.
What?
It is, that one takes actually place on the moon. People don't realize that one is on the moon, and
it's entirely speculative.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's called Midnight Sun, because at nighttime the moon is the sun.
Yeah.
And that's the one that was it's a crossover with Transformers.
Yes, yeah.
Stephanie Myers was just sort of experimenting.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to see Dark of the Midnight Sun.
There's a little bit of like Fast and Furious in it too, because Stephanie Meyer is such a gearhead. Dude, she fucking loves the cars.
Her garage looks like Jay Leno's. It's just full of hot rods.
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously. All right. Well, speaking of hot rods, how would you all like to jump aboard this hot rod and drive right into our first segment?
Ooh. I'm down.
Sexual.
Do I have 3-way consent?
Yes.
Smashing! This is the first segment. This is the way I always like to start the show off. A little segment called What's Up in Tinson with That? What's up in Tinson with that? It's the place you come to find out what's going on. What's up in Tinson with that? This is a little segment where I just talk about a little something that's been getting my goat lately. A little bit of observational humor. And today's topic for What's Up in Tinson with That is the crunchy bits inside of cherries. The crunchy bits inside of cherries. What's up in Tinson with that? You know, it's July, and that means that Halloween's just around the corner. So, of course, we're all partaking in our favorite fall activities of picking cherries with our kids. And, you know, I enjoy a good cherry, but something that I've always noticed is why do they have those crunchy bits in the middle? It's like it takes forever to eat them. You're enjoying this nice soft cherry, and then now you gotta work your way for the next 2 minutes through this hard little marble. Eliza Butler, what do you suppose is up in Tinson with that?
I think that they are worm eggs, is what I've always heard. So you're like getting yourself extra protein when you have them. It's like the way of the future.
A worm egg?
Yeah.
That's very troubling. I'd say having eggs in my stomach is one of my biggest fears. I still have flashbacks from when Ben Hawkins brought up the dinosaur egg growing in my stomach. It's very troubling to me.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to have to do some research on that. Jennifer, what do you suppose is up in Tinson with those bits in the cherries?
I think it's God's way of letting us know that we are not, immortal. It's really important for God to make sure their followers just are always afraid of death. Keeps us sharp. And,
Sort of a reminder of our own fallibility as a species.
Yeah. You get one of those
I
fucking
like that quite a bit.
weapons
It's sort of...
that shuts off, and then it's gonna shoot across the room, and it's gonna hit your grandmother in her fucking eye, and then she's gonna die, and then that's just, very dangerous.
It's happened to all of us. From a thing in her eye. Well, you've got... That's grandmother's Achilles tendons. There's a thing in the eye. You can't subject your grandmother to a thing in the eye. She'll deflate. She'll expire. She'll pass away, Clancy.
All right.
Clancy.
You know what? You got me.
Clancy,
I give up.
tell me you've never put a thing in your grandmother's eye.
I've never put a thing in my grandmother's eye.
Okay.
I've never put a thing in my grandmother's eye.
If you're Clancy's grandmother and you're in the chat, sound off. Give us some confirmation, because that whole thing sounds suspicious. What do you all say we go to our first news story? Pop off if you're a bouger. What do you all say to a news story?
Let's do it. Let's do a news story.
All right, Clancy, why don't you take us to that first story?
And here it is. And there it is. Man accused of killing friend claims it was to stop him from summoning Sasquatch.
Well, yeah, that just makes sense. Why is this news?
What are you talking about?
It was all the time.
Sasquatch is a friend to humanity. Sasquatch would not eat you. He might eat you out, but only if you ask nicely.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was afraid. Maybe he was just jealous that he wasn't the one summoning him.
True.
He didn't want his friend to be favored by Sasquatch. How do you suppose you go about summoning a Sasquatch?
Well, you start out by being an Oklahoma noodler, obviously.
Yeah.
Why don't you read us a little bit of this article, Clancy?
Larry Doyle Sanders, 53, had been noodling, a way of catching catfish via hand, with friend Jimmy Knighton, also 53, along the South Canadian River on the Pontotoc County in Saturday, according to KTEN. Larry claimed that while on the river, he discovered Jimmy intended to feed him to Sasquatch. So this is new information.
Yeah,
this is not just he's going to summon Sasquatch. He thought he might eat him. Jimmy this was a threat.
Yeah, it's a threat. And listen, we've all experienced this. We've all been with our buddies, fishing with our shirts off. We're noodling our noodles and we're catching these fish. And then, you get in a fight over the poker game. Eliza and Robert understand poker fights, right? And
absolutely. It happens all the time.
Yeah, and then your friend looks at you and he looks you dead in the eyes and he says, I know what you did to my wife and I'm going to feed you to the Sasquatch. And then you have to, I think that Larry, it was a crime of passion and I don't think he needs to go to jail for this.
Wait,
honestly,
can you not, wait, real quick. Can you not go to jail for a crime of passion?
I not in my heart. I think passion.
That's what that means, right?
If there's emotions involved, you can kill whoever you want.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
All right.
You just aren't yourself. You just aren't yourself when you're sleepy or hungry or something. You can't be held accountable.
Snickers.
Yeah, have a Snickers,
dude. Honestly, I think to Clancy's point about Sasquatch being a peaceful beast, the biggest crime that was committed here was a misuse of Sasquatch's powers. His friend was gonna make Sasquatch do a murder. He was gonna make him gobble up his friend.
Straight up slander.
That's just not right. You can't pimp out Sasquatch into eating a guy for you. Have a little self-respect and eat them in yourself. That's what I say.
Isn't Sasquatch vegan? That's what I always heard.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's a great point. Mm-hmm. He seems like an herbivore. He's from the Pacific Northwest.
Exactly.
Yeah, Sasquatch seems like a vegan. Definitely.
He seems like a vegan.
He's got
How
big.
He
many
seems like he played. He seems like he played frisbee golf.
100%.
I believe they call it frolf.
Frolf. It seems now Frolf is another cryptid that is much more frightening and lives in the swamps of Tallahassee.
I have a
You
question.
don't want to summon a Frolf. Yes.
Have any of you heard tell?
You with the muscles.
Have any of you heard tell of the bat squatch?
No, I'm horny for it though.
DP Snacks, find a picture of the bat squatch, please, because this is important. The bat squatch it's Sasquatch, but it has wings. It's basically like the Mothman, but for the Pacific Northwest. And every picture I've seen of it is the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life. And anybody who can love the Mothman after they see the bat squatch is delusional. Look at this thing.
Look at those abs.
Jesus, Mary, Mother, and Joseph.
That is
Wow.
a powerful
fellow.
warrior.
Yeah.
I just,
Woo!
I think I need something. I think I need something beside him for scale. Because if that's bat-sized, I think I could just kind of
It's
smack that
definitely
away.
not bat sized. I think it's squatch sized.
Squatch size. Okay. Now that's formidable. That's deeply
Can I say?
unsettling.
Can I say though? He's ripped.
Jacked as hell, dude.
He's
Jacked
looking.
as hell.
He's looking right.
That
This
is an
Sasquatch is
absolutely
looking right.
yoked wolf with wings.
We could have this guy on the Bachelorette. Like, let me pull some strings and we'll get him on the
Oh, dude.
Bachelorette.
Oh my god, the first like all
I
cryptid.
think-
I think that he should be the Bachelor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
Yes.
I think he'd be a great contestant. And that brings me right into my next segment. A little segment I like to call Mr. Rydington Finn or Mr. Rydington Finn. Mr. Rydington Finn, it's the place you go to find out who's a hunk. Welcome to Mr. Rydington Finn or Mr. Rydington Finn. It's one of my favorite segments here. It's a little bit of a game show. Now, Jenna, you host a podcast.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah.
You host a podcast about a show. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the podcast you host and about the sort of social movement that you're at the head of right now? The roses are for everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, I host a podcast with a friend called Date Card Pod. It's a queer bachelor recap podcast where we make a mess and slander as many people as possible each week. And yeah, currently we are working towards launched a petition to demand that The Bachelor start including fat bodies in its casting. So you can check us out at Roses for Everybody. And, you know, while that Sasquatch was very ripped, he was thick. And I do think he would make a great first fat bachelor. And I really do want to get his information because I think we can make this happen. I think we can make it happen.
You've got a little bit of homework to do after this show.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta. You see, and you know, cryptids, they're hard to track down. But I don't think, has anyone ever tried to find the Sasquatch or the Chupacabra by offering them a role in a TV series? Because that might be kind of a technique worthwhile.
Not only a role in a TV series, but love.
But also love. A cryptid's one true weakness. Crimes of passion.
What are some English cryptids? I don't know as much about your homeland, Bobby.
Oh, that's a great question. Of course, we've got the Pibbin-Squips. The Pibbin-Squips is a sort of short little hairy guy, and he comes up and he grabs your ankles if you're walking down the wrong alley. We've of course got the... Yes? Question, you with the muscles.
I just really quickly want to say to Eliza, I think you do know about a UK cryptid because you pitched her just days ago as the 4 best fish in the world.
That is true. Yes.
Nessie.
Nessie.
Loch Ness.
Yeah. She's my
There you go.
my nomination for the number 4 best fish.
Your single blunder in a perfect game.
I still think I can justify it.
I think the blunder there is that Nessie isn't a fish. She's, of course, a plesiosaurus, and she's beautiful, and she's a close friend. So I'd like it if you kept her name out your mouth, Eliza, with this slander of fishery.
This is the first real answer we've gotten. Thank you so much for officially saying, an expert officially saying Loch Ness Monster, not a fish.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I'm just a friend. Would you? I wouldn't consider myself a Clancy expert, even though we're close friends.
I don't know. I think you might be a Clancy expert.
Oh, yeah, I might be. That's a bad example, isn't it? All right, let's get on to this segment. So this segment is, DP, if you would pull up the link I sent you. By DP, I do mean Clancy, because as we all know, Clancy's in control of this
I am
entire
in
show.
control. I'm doing it. Here it is.
And what I've done here is I've assembled 5 possible prospects for a bachelor. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, without telling you their name, I'm going to give you a description of this bachelor, and you all rate them on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being least marriable, 10 being most marriable. And at the end, I'll tally it up, and maybe, Jenna, by the end of this segment, you'll have a new possible contestant to track down for another season. How does that sound?
It's needed. We really need some fresh meat. It's getting a little stale.
So we'll see. I tried to kind of expand my pool. So let's scroll down to first Mr. Rydington and Mr. Wrongington. Bachelor number 1. This Harvard-educated hottie will dazzle you with his intellect and piercing blue eyes. A veteran of the Navy, you'll always be in ship shape with this sailor. Hailing from the bustling metropolis of South Bend, Indiana, this corn-fed Midwestern hottie likes Dairy Queen, public speaking, and long rides on the trail. What do you all think of Bachelor number 1?
I'll come right
Any
out
thoughts?
and say I'm not an outdoors person. Long rides on the trail sounds like a real nightmare to me.
But if you're rewarded with Dairy Queen,
so what would you?
I also, really quick, I want to say how much I appreciate that the words Harvard and intellect specifically are spelled wrong.
I might have, for honest, when I didn't have internet connection, and the autocorrect wasn't quite working right. So, Clancy, where does that put you on a scale of 1 to 10 for this hottie?
I'm gonna say 3 tops.
A 3 for Clancy. Eliza, what do you think about Bachelor number 1?
Well, having been to Indiana, that really does drop him in my estimation. But I do like Dairy Queen and public speaking, so we'll call it a 5.
Okay, 5 from Eliza. Jenna, what do you think of Bachelor number 1?
I am always easily wooed by piercing blue eyes. The doctor that birthed me out of my mother's vagina had piercing blue eyes, and I've never forgotten him since.
You've been in love ever since.
Yeah. I think I have a kindred spirit with that. And the first man that ever touched my butt, essentially. So yeah, I think that really raises it up a little bit for me. I do love being. I love boats, and I've been really looking for somebody who knows their way around a boat. So I think this man,
Midwestern hottie might be able.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 7.
All right, 7. So 3, 5, and 7. Why don't you scroll down and we can meet Bachelor number 1? Bachelor number 1 is, of course, Peter Montgomery Buttigieg.
Yay!
That's beautiful, man.
Does he have piercing blue eyes? Give me closer to his eyes. I don't know if I would say piercing.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm feeling pierced. They're certainly
I guess I'm picturing a different kind of piercing when you say piercing.
Piercing is sort of a neutral description. It can be good or bad.
This is a type of piercing that does have me worried.
Yeah, sort of.
I never
That's like
realized
the
his head,
piercing that they do it. What was that, Eliza?
I never realized how big his head was until now.
He's got big head and little wrists. That's what
I don't know.
Batman
I
has.
think that I'll bet he has a normal-sized head and just a little tiny gnome body.
Ah, true.
That could also be true.
Mhm.
All right, let's scroll down and get to know Bachelor number 2. All right, Bachelor number 2. This exotic beauty hails from the tropics and is absolutely dripping with island mystique. Brooding and severe, this sexy loner prefers the solitude of his beachfront property to the hustle and bustle of the big city. A musician and a cook, this hunk will keep you fed and serenade you on a nightly basis. Clancy, how do you feel about Bachelor number 2?
I don't know. Brooding and severe worries me. Because like I am already. I need someone who wants, like, who's constantly saying we should hang out, we should hang out, we should hang out. Because otherwise, I'll just. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I like my bed so much. I like being here. I like nobody else being here, and I like never leaving here. I need someone to push me to not be here.
So where does this put them on the scale of 1 to 10?
I'm gonna take a little bit of a swing and put them at a 5, because I'm hoping that it's not Pete Buttigieg again.
All right, you're just hoping to beat out Pete, but that's as good as a reason as any. All right, Eliza, what do you think about Bachelor number 2?
Well, I'm definitely into the musician and the cook part, because I don't like to cook and I like music. But
You like music?
I do. I know. It's like very cool.
Do you like the song? Do you like the song by Dizzy Rascal? That one? Do you know that song by Dizzy Rascal?
Oh, everyone loves that song.
I forget the name.
Are you
Forget
talking
about
about
it.
Bonkers?
Keep going, Eliza.
It's Bonkers.
I wake up every day, it's a daydream. Everything in my life isn't what it seems. I wake up just to go back to sleep. I act real shallow, but I'm in too deep. All I get about is sex and violence. A drum and bass line is my kind of silence. So, Eliza, where does that put you for Bachelor number 2 and 1 to 10?
And I'm just concerned about how far the beachfront property is from like Target. So, but I'm gonna give a 7. A 7.
Go with the 7 now, 5 to 7. All right, Jenna, what are your feelings of this Bachelor perspective?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the adjective dripping. It sounds a little too slippery and moist for me. It's concerning me. I mean, if anyone in the relationship should be dripping, it should be me. And I'm just a little concerned. Yeah.
Jenna Vesper famously likes a dry lover.
Yes, I do like a dry lover. It's very it's a good like a loofah situation, you know, like you want to be able to get all the like dry skin cells off your body while they're like, you know, doing the worm on you. That's how I have sex. It's like a lot of like the worm. It's very fun.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It's how God intended. I'm really happy.
That sounds like standard issue fucking to me.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really glad also I've been given this opportunity to come on the show to talk about how religious I am. I really try to keep that like under like a bushel because I know that people like to prosecute you for having faith nowadays. And so I just feel really safe here. So I just want everyone to know that, you know, just like big loves to my...
I'm glad you can be vulnerable with this, Jenna. Now, Jenna, where does that put you for scale of 0 to 10 for?
Well, and like I said, Jesus is my husband, really, so he's 10. So I think this guy will probably be, this person could be around, I'm not vibing with this, so I'd say about a 2.
A 2, all right. Okay, let's scroll down to meet Bachelor number 2. Bachelor number 2 is, of course, if we're going to scroll down, we'll meet Squidward Pete Tentacles.
I made a big mistake.
Yeah.
You see, you were right on the money. You were right on the money with the slimy part, Jenna, but unfortunately you saw that as a negative.
Yeah, I really should have. Yeah, oh man. Like all those tentacles, can you imagine what would happen?
He could be all over you. He could find crevices you didn't even know were there. Alright, let's meet Bachelor number 3. Come on down the aisle, Bachelor number 3. Bachelor number 3. This southern stud likes drinking beers and horsing around with the boys. Whether you're hunting, mudding, or raising hell in a local honky-tonk, there'll be never a dull moment with this muscle-bound hunk. Don't let the accent fool you. This country boy is well traveled and will whisk you away to one of his many business trips to Mexico or Japan. Clancy, what's your read on Bachelor number 3?
Oh man, again with the big being into travel. I don't do it. I'm not in. But I do love a good honky tonk. There's nothing more that I enjoy than watching a honky get tonked. It's a perfect moment.
Yeah. Agreed.
So where does that bring you on a scale of 1 to 10 for this young man?
I'm gonna give him a safe 4.
Safe 4 from Clancy. Eliza, what's your read on Bachelor number 3?
Well, I grew up in a very rural area, and I fled immediately to get away from men like this. So it's a 0 from me. I'm sorry, can't do it.
A 0 from Eliza. A resounding 0.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Eliza, I love the decisiveness of your character in this moment. Jenna, what do you think about Bachelor number 3?
I'm here for it. I have been looking for a cowboy like me, and I want to, I don't know, there's something about, like going hunting with your spouse and like having the fresh blood of an innocent animal just like all over your body. It reminds me of my walk with Christ. And I just think it's really just like, so it just really speaks to me. I personally, I like to travel. I'm not sure what Clancy's problem is. I don't know if they're like a germaphobe or something. And maybe, I don't know, but I love
Clancy's main issues with a lot of these bachelors is that they want to do stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like things, and especially doing them.
I want to get whisked away, and I want to maybe get get a stomach bug, from eating some really, questionable, I don't know, some insects, or just like you just have a good time. Yeah.
Oh, you want to get a literal stomach bug?
Yeah, I want a stomach bug. Because I can't get pregnant, so I need to have something, in me.
Yeah, to have something in there. Something going on. So, Jenna, where does that put you on a scale of 1 to 10?
This is my guy. 10. Hard 10.
10. 1 to 10 for Bachelor number 3. Let's meet Bachelor number 3. Scrolling down, Edward, of course, me, the young Stone Cold
Never
Steve
mind, 10.
Austin.
He's a 10. He's a 10.
You can't.
That's perfect.
You can't. You've made
Clancy, it's too late. He already heard what you said about him.
Can't do. He is a 10. He's perfect. There's nothing wrong with Stone Cold.
Clancy, I'm sorry, but he's watching and he already heard all those things you said. He's crying into his body pillow as we speak.
All the things that are mainly that I don't like to travel.
I'll talk to
That's
him,
horrible,
Clancy.
Clancy.
As my future husband, I'll talk to him and see if we can't open up the relationship a little bit, do a throuple, a little bit of Mormon, Mormonism, like non-monogamy, very again, Christ.
Bigamy.
The classic unethical non-monogamy.
Yes, exactly. The one.
The type of non-monogamy where kidnap Stone Cold and force him into a partnership. Yeah, lovely. All right, well let's move on down to Bachelor number 4. All right, bachelor number 4. This tall, dark, and mysterious gentleman is a jack of all trades. His dazzling smile and flamboyant facial hair accentuates his gaunt and striking features. He loves tennis and has a strong family unit. As a man of few words, he will always be there to listen. Clancy, what do you think of bachelor number 4?
Honestly, this sounds like my kind of guy.
Mhm.
This right here sounds like my kind of guy right out of the gate. I do. I mean, look, I'm not like a huge sports guy, but I could get into tennis. Tennis is like a fun, easy one. You just like you stay in like the one place basically. You don't have to be like. I played soccer when I was younger and go up and down the field all the time. But tennis, it's like the size of my bedroom basically. If I had a bigger bedroom than I do. And I think
tennis court is the size of my bedroom if my bedroom was the size of a tennis court.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, facts.
And, I think that's all I need to say about that.
All right, where does he land on a 1 to 10 scale?
I'm going to give him an 8.
Giving him an 8.
I feel
Eliza.
betrayed by the last one being stone cold, and now I feel like I need to open up my heart more.
I'm about to say, Clancy, I think Stone Cold is the only one who has the right to feel betrayed by your comments.
Fair enough.
Eliza, what do you think of bachelor number 4?
Well, I'm very much into, that he doesn't talk a lot and is always there to listen because I never shut up. And I want a partner who appreciates that. He's a jack of all trades, so like he could fix stuff. I appreciate that, and I always like a good smile. So I'm gonna go with Clancy on this. I think this is an 8. Yeah,
that's an 8. All right, Jenna, what is your score for bachelor number 4?
Yeah, he lost me with the facial hair. I'm not a big fan of big flamboyant facial hair. It kind of concerns me. And I feel like I'm the one that needs to have a lot of body hair in the relationships that I'm in. So otherwise the shower drain is just going to be it's going to get clogged all the time. And but I guess he can fix it because he's a jack of all trades. Let's see here. I agree with Eliza. I love a man that doesn't speak at all. So important to just be there and not say any words at all. That's definitely increasing his likability, but I guess I'm still just a little too mysterious for me. So let's go with a 5. Yeah, even keel. So that way I don't embarrass myself when it's somebody really hot.
All right, I'll say he's the current front runner. I think it says, I don't know what it says about my picking of the bachelors for you, that this is the first one to get an average score of above a 5. But let's meet bachelor number 4.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'll be Waluigi.
My 8 was correct. Yeah.
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 We nailed it.
That's the man for you, huh, Eliza?
Oh yeah, look, he's got
Look
flowers.
at that handsome devil.
Yeah. He can
This
He's
guy
striking
is
quite
made for the Bachelor.
That is a
yes, he's brought his own rose.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing he's the front runner, because he might have a destiny here already planned out. All right, let's meet our final bachelor number 5.
Also, look at his tongue. I'm sorry.
Bachelor number 5.
Says everything.
It says everything. What does that tongue do? Bachelor number 5, this controversial bad boy has a cult of personality that you either love to hate or hate to love. Unpredictable, you are just as likely to find this hotshot meditating in the desert as you are to find him chilling in his palatial estate. An author and a wordsmith, this silver-tongued hunk is sure to woo you with his seductive way with words. Clancy, what do you think of Bachelor number 5?
I have a hunch as to who this person is, and I'm going to give him a 10.
Ooh.
Giving him a 10. Clancy off the bat with a confident 10. Eliza, what do you think of Bachelor number 5?
I also have a hunch, but I feel like this guy would just have really strong opinions, and if you disagreed, he would just wear you down with that silver tongue, and I just can't. So I'm going to go with the 2. I'm going to go with the 2 on this one.
going for two really both sides of the spectrum. This is a very divisive Bachelor. All right, Jenna, what do you think of Bachelor number 5?
Everyone seems to know who he is, and I'm not really sure. It's screaming Jared Leto to me, and that turns me on because he is a bad boy.
I'll say it's a Jared Leto type.
Yeah. So, and I know that Jared Leto is currently trying to start a cult and do bad things, but I just love a bad boy. And I, again, love my walk with Christ. And so anyone who's doing cult stuff is just going to be very good for me. So I'm going to go with an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
My God, let me do some quick math. All right. Let's scroll down and meet Bachelor number 5. Bachelor number 5 is, of course, Mr. Muammar Gaddafi. There he is. That handsome son of a bitch. Clancy was so excited to give him a 10. Now, Clancy, why did you want to give Muammar Gaddafi a 10?
I don't know enough about Muammar Gaddafi to confidently make a joke that I'm happy with in this context. So I'm going to pass it along.
All right. Well, that brings our final scores down to can I get a little bit of a drum roll and I can tell you who the Bachelor is? A drum roll. Drum roll. From a narrow margin, beating out the second competitor by 1 point. The winner of Mr. Rydington and Mr. Rydington is Waluigi!
Yeah!
There he is. Someone we can all agree upon.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm beating myself up for betraying my boy Stone Cold. It's maybe gonna be one of the greatest regrets of my entire life.
Clancy, you do hate to see it, and I hope that doesn't distract you for the rest of the show. But it is something you're going to have to do some sort of. Well, this could be a good thing. This is a prompt for you. I think just like in a rom-com, this is the part where you've kind of fallen apart, and now you need to do something drastic to prove your love.
All right, yeah. I will chase Stone Cold to the airport. I will eat my whole sandwich in the TSA line because you can't take it through. I will do whatever the third thing Liz Lemon did in that one episode of 30 Rock was.
So romantic.
I love it. And if you in the chat have any ideas of how Clancy can prove his love to Stone Cold, please let us know. What do you all say we do another news story? We're really cooking through this episode. We're really cruising. Let's pop into another news story.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, Clancy. Don't wait for me, Clancy. Go right ahead. 2 beers.
What? Distillery is fighting invasive crabs by turning them into whiskey. Whiskey crabs.
Oh, this is interesting. Why don't you read us the first paragraph of that while I go take a piss?
Yeah, I'm going to have to zoom in on that because my eyes are not that good. I'm going to have to zoom in on that even more. I'm going to have to zoom in pretty close to there. Okay, there we go. And, now we're a little... That's fine. They're small. They're green. They're crustaceans. And now they're in whiskey? I like the way that this is written so much. Green crabs are the invasive pests that have plagued North America's marine ecosystem for more than 200 years. A New Hampshire distillery is taking on the problem by using them to make green crab-flavored whiskey. Green crabs are so abundant that it's going to take a lot more than whiskey to curb the population. But some hope bringing awareness to the issue will lead to creative solutions.
Wow. I mean, that is one way to, fight some of the things we have going on in our society. I feel like, these invasive crabs are clearly very violent and we need to get rid of them. So we'll just drink them away. And my proposition is maybe we do this for guns as well. Can we
put the
guns into whiskey?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Oh, there's an idea.
Mhm.
that is an idea.
Mhm.
And also, I think the people who are into guns would love to drink gun whiskey.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That would make
In
them
fact-
feel like big, strong boys.
I think you could even maybe convince somebody who's into guns to drink gun whiskey instead of owning guns.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Now their guns are inside them, you know?
right.
Where,
Which is what they
where
wanted
does
all.
this where does this story take place, Clancy?
New Hampshire, the gun capital of
New
America.
Hampshire? It seems
like-
to me that these New England people's solution to everything is turning it into whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
New Hampshire. If there's I think New Hampshire's 3 favorite things are guns, whiskey, and I believe Bernie Sanders. Is Bernie Sanders from New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Next door. Next
No,
door.
that's all right.
Same fucking place. There is
Honestly.
literally no difference. Those states, okay, New Hampshire and Vermont are. I'm gonna just give me
Go
one
off,
second
Clancy.
here.
Go off.
Give me
Talk that
one
shit.
hot second.
Bring on the decade.
Okay, here's the thing.
We got it
Here's
for
the
one
thing
second.
about Vermont and New Hampshire. They're the same goddamn place. There is literally no difference. They are so tiny. They're such tiny, teeny tiny states.
Mm.
You could fit like a 30 or 40 new Vermonts or New Hampshires in Oregon. And Oregon's not even that big of a state.
Embarrassing.
It's
Yeah.
truly embarrassing.
Talk
Honestly,
that shit.
how dare they? That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, lovely. Say, Eliza.
Well, but the people who live there take it very seriously. Like that is like fighting words. If you're like, oh, you're from Vermont, they're like, fuck you, I'm from New Hampshire. And they will get one of their gun whiskeys out for that.
You'll get a gun
seems
whiskey
like-
pulled on you.
Seems like they get upset over everything.
It's
What's
true.
happening?
Very sensitive.
But like, okay, literally,
All
the
right.
branding is there. You get a shot of your whiskey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Poo, poo, poo.
Absolutely.
I think you got. I think you're onto something. If anyone in the chat is a lawyer and can help Jenna out with getting a copy, I think there's a future there for it. All right. What do you all say to another segment?
I have to actually go and pray. I have a prayer circle.
You got to go pray, Jenna.
Yeah,
Well, Jenna,
absolutely.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on the show. Do you have anything you'd like to plug before you leave?
Jesus Christ. Make sure you check out the good book. There's a couple of them. So just,
Are you talking about Twilight when you say the good book?
yeah, just check out the good book. There's a lot of good religious
He's
things
in
in
there.
these books. You know, big
Death and
content.
rebirth.
Yes, exactly. Literally abstinence, pro-life,
Mhm.
conservatism. I mean, it's just got everything you need. Yeah,
Mormonism.
and then I guess, you know, if you watch The Bachelor, check me out. Talking about him on Date Card Pod. And right now I have a really spicy Edward Cullen meme up right now. So definitely go check us out at Date Card Pod. I think you'll love it. Rob, I think you'll love it. I really think it does you know, you'll be proud.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. You are a premium Instagram follow, and if anyone wanting doesn't follow Jenna with a smile on Instagram, then I say they're fools. There it is. There it is. Oh, Jenna, thanks for being on the show. You have a good rest of your evening.
I love you, Rob.
I will have you back sometime soon.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye, Jenna. All right. Well, Jenna's leading may or may not complicate a future segment, but that's all right. Let's dive into this next segment. A little segment I like to call Rimbly timbly riddly puzzletins. Rimbly timbly riddly puzzletins. It's the place you go to find out all the puzzles. Welcome to my favorite segment, a little devious segment I've concocted. Now, as you all know, I am the world's greatest detective, and I fancy myself a little bit of a riddle expert. You may or may not have heard of one of my friends who's quite into that, a little man by the name of Polly Dans. And I was having lunch with Paul Dano just the other day, and I was picking his brains on how to become a true riddler. And what I've done is I've set up a little segment here. Now, as we've established, I've spent time with all of you outside of the show. Of course, Jenna and I have the book club at her apartment. Eliza, you and I smoke cigars and play poker. And Clancy, I record streams at your house all the time. Now, what I've done is at some point in the last 6 months, when I was at one of your apartments, I hid something. And what we are going to do now is I've put together a series of puzzles that you all must solve. And in order to solve these puzzles, you must tell me whose apartment I hid something at, where it was I hid something, and what it was I hid. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And now, if we don't solve this puzzle, of course, you'll all just have to live with the knowledge that at some point an emotionally unstable character actor put something in your apartment. All right. Clancy, you're not an anxious person by nature. That probably wouldn't bother you, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all? That's good to hear. So I have these 3 puzzles for you to solve. And I thought I could make this a little bit more exciting. That if you're watching, I will say the first person in the chat to solve all 3 puzzles, and you must state it in a comment as Robert Pattinson hid blank in blank's apartment in the blank. You can send me your address on the Discord and I'll mail you a little prize. But Eliza can't see no peeking in the chat for any clues.
Nope.
And
I also have things that I can add to the prize.
Lovely, we can have a little prize basket. Now, Clancy and Eliza, would you like to work together on this segment, or would you like to play against each other?
Let's work together.
Yeah, I was going to say, knowing that Eliza is very good at games, I would not want to play against her.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so like I said, and I'll give you some time to debate each one. These puzzles, when solved, will tell you whose apartment I hid something at, where I hid it, and what it was I hid. All right, your first puzzle to solve. I host a few shows. I could give you a spot. My castle is bored. A comedian, streamer, entertainer to boot. My living room set up for a talk show shoot. With the bones of a fish under bulging biceps. And a cock like the bone of an old T-Rex. Some say my comedy's goofy, bizarre, and absurd. The same last name as Seinfeld's friend who said the N-word. Who am I?
It's Jenna, for sure. It's definitely Jenna.
Yeah.
You think about me, Jenna?
What you wanted her to stay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you don't have to give me your final answer now. Would you like some time to debate between the two of you?
It does really describe me in a lot of ways, Clancy, but I don't know what you think.
I feel like my first thought is it's definitely me, but I'm open to being talked out of that.
Yeah, I trust your instincts. I'm going to trust your instincts on this. Yes.
All right. Well, you don't have to give me your final answer until the end. Of course, I will though make you only decide on one final answer. You don't get multiple guesses.
Okay.
But I'll give you the second riddle and the second puzzle for you to figure out. And this will tell you a little bit about where this might be. I'm your consummate friend when you feel most alone. A seat, a fountain, a porcelain throne. Tucked away in a room with a sink and a tub, I cradle your cheeks and caress your sweet bum. Some may say that I stink, but don't believe what you've heard. I gobble your farts and your piss and your turds. I'm as close as can be to all your bobs and your bits. You sit on my face and you fill me with shits. What am I?
See, this
A
doesn't sound
devious
like
web I have woven.
Yeah, I don't think I own anything
I
that is
know.
like this.
So now I'm thinking maybe Jenna again.
Yeah, it's I
A
mean,
devious puzzle.
look, I have a few guesses, but I don't think it's really difficult. It's a really difficult riddle.
Yeah.
Well, it's a puzzle, love. It's not a riddle.
Maybe
The
maybe
two are
it'll
distinctly different.
all right. I feel like it'll all come together with the last one.
It's a good call.
All right.
Yeah. Some context clues.
Don't jump the gun. All right, so the last puzzle for you. The last puzzle. When I'm in the ring, on the silver screen or TV, you all want to watch, even though you can't see me. I teach kids about hustle, loyalty, and respect. I look bad and innocent because of my freakish thick neck. I've beaten Triple H, Randy Orton, and Kurt Angle. I always salute the flag, the one with the stars that are spangled. A specimen of muscle, sinew, and brawn. I apologize to China for acknowledging Taiwan. I dazzle and glisten when my biceps are greased. On HBO Max, I'm a maker of peace. I've been WWE champion 16 glorious times, and Dominic Toretto's brother in Fast and Furious 9. A hero to children, a role model true. I've gotten plugs in my scalp to maintain my hairdo. A wrestler, spokesman, entrepreneur, and actor. The creme de la creme. I'm the best. I'm John Cena. Shit. Fuck. Forget about the last two lines. What do you think of my devious puzzle? The puzzling begins.
I think I have a pretty strong guess on this one, but I'm afraid that I would never be able to find. I won't be able to find it.
Right.
Because you can't see it?
Yeah, because I can't see it.
We're on the same page, Clarence, right? Both thinking like The Rock. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. I was thinking Hulk Hogan, but I mean, same arena.
True. Yeah, and Hulk does have more hair.
That one arena. The arena being Madison Square Garden. All right. Do you need any more time to debate, or would you like to come together on some sort of final answer?
I mean, I think I have a pretty solid guess.
Okay.
I'm honestly kind of on edge and want I want to go find it. I want to go find it. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe we should circle back and you can have the rest of the episode to debate and you can give me your final answer then.
I think it's possible you hid John Cena in my toilet.
Is that your final answer?
I think it's possible.
Yeah. No.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Elijah's going in. Clancy, you solved the puzzle! Clancy, congratulations, Eliza! Congratulations!
Yeah.
You've out-puzzled the puzzler.
Mm-hmm.
Clancy, do you need a moment to go find something?
Yeah, I think give me a second.
Yeah.
Bring the camera, DP Max says.
Okay.
Bring the camera.
I have to. Okay.
Clancy is muted for this part. It's just a visual bit.
Does that work? I had to switch
That
to
works
a different
great.
microphone because I can't really bring it with me very easily. Oh.
Now, Eliza, do you think I made these puzzles difficult enough?
I think absolutely. And as like the reigning shit wheel champion, I have to know when to have a good alliance. And I think, working together, we got there. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. As you know, you might have been a bit of a ringer on this one, as the reigning shit wheel champion.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, but I let Clancy lead. They need a chance to like really get a win,
Clancy, and Eliza, maybe next time I do this, I should kind of bring you in. You can be a consultant puzzler, and maybe we can see if we can stump Clancy on the next one.
I would love to try that. Yes.
Yes.
Also, I would like to say Lena likes my shirt, and I would like Lena to know that I bought it from Instagram. So you two can have a Daria shirt.
That's the Daria shirt, the TV show they would watch.
Yes. Yes.
It was the show within a show, like Midsummer's Night's Dream.
Right. But with less murderous fairies, right? Didn't the fairies like murder in that one?
I think so. I think there was something going on with those fairies. Don't give up yet, Clancy. You're so close.
How?
Oh my God! What if
Is
he's
it
like
fucking
right behind
taped
you?
to the back? You fucking asshole! I swear to God, it's fucking duct tape.
I love a prank.
Oh, it's
You dingus!
the
It's like
devious
plastic wrapped
puzzle.
everything. Put it in the tank.
There was a chance that I might have tried that and then couldn't get it to stay in there without it making your toilet repeatedly flush.
This is like,
Wait.
did you ever see Hackers? Where they put the disc with the gum? Yeah.
Exactly, the floppy disk behind. That's actually where I got the idea.
Okay.
Clancy,
I'm gonna plug this back
for
in.
solving the puzzle, you'll have to split that with Eliza, but that's your prize for solving the puzzle.
Wait, can we see the prize?
Yeah, let me unwrap it.
I honestly thought there was not going to be anything there. He's invisible.
Yeah, that would have worked.
Yeah. This is better.
Okay, I just don't. Oh.
You know, Clancy,
There's multiple cards. Oh shit! Hell yeah! Is this one? Oh wait, let me do this. Here we go. There's this one.
Hell
WWE
yeah.
Champion John Cena defeats Randy Orton.
Look at those New Balances.
Hell yeah!
look at
What that
those.
bitch.
He had a
Here we go.
sponsorship.
Here he is doing the white power symbol.
Yes.
The Proud Boy.
Flashing
okay
that Proud
sign.
Boy's hand sign. That's a good
And
one. Good one
here
for the
he
kids.
is. Defeats Kane in a no disqualification match.
Oh, they're playing dirty.
Yeah.
Now,
These are good
Eliza,
drops.
I think since you were sort of pulling the weight in that puzzling couple, I think you should get to pick two of those for yourself. Which two would you like between those three?
The two that don't have the Proud Boy symbol in it would be my choice. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my choice too.
Yeah.
All right. Did anyone in the chat solve this little puzzle?
No.
No.
I think that's pretty close.
That's pretty close. That
Some
is
people
pretty
have called me
close.
Colonel Mustard.
Yeah.
Some people have called you a gangster of love.
I think that if it helps, I'll start calling my bathroom the green room.
I like that. It sort of is the green room for your show.
It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah.
Now, I put that in there quite a while ago, and I was at your place last night, and I did come prepared with another John Cena to tape to the back of your toilet in case one of your roommates had found that and removed it.
Wait, do you have that John Cena now?
Yeah, it's in
It
my
was-
backpack somewhere over here. It's my backpack's in the other
It
room.
was
Oh, no, it's right here.
I was gonna ask.
But having seen your roommates during the show, I think they
would
would have
tape
just
that up.
shaken
Okay.
their head
Oh,
there.
can
Yeah.
I still have that one?
No, I would have asked for this one back if I had to use
All
this
right.
one. This one's Holgate.
Fair enough.
This was my roommate. I live with comedian Riley McCarthy's boyfriend, Holgate. Here in London.
Oh, Holgate, the EP of the show.
Yes, the executive producer, Holgate. You know
He
them.
came in clutch with eyeliner.
Yes, of course. For the bottom side of my face. Oh, would you like to go to another news segment?
Of course.
All right, let's see what's happening in the news.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm feeling loose as a bitch after that one.
I wasn't quite ready, so just give me a second. I'm still
Yeah,
reeling
all right.
from
Tippy tap.
Problems
You
with-
expended so much energy solving those puzzletons.
Yeah.
True.
I expended so much energy getting it off the back of my toilet.
I'm really glad
really
we got to
stuck on
see you
there.
look for it.
It was
I'm really glad we got
stuck
to
on
see
there.
you look for it.
I'm really
If you had just left and come back.
because I caught like a quick angle of my tricep and it was looking popping.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right, what do we got here?
Okay, lawsuit says Bass Pro won't honor lifetime warranty on socks.
Those bastards.
Then what's the point of the lifetime warranty?
Yeah.
The reason
What the hell's going on?
the reason you buy expensive sunglasses or socks is for the lifetime warranty. And if they don't honor the lifetime warranty, then burn the whole place to the ground. Burn down the pyramid.
That's it.
Yeah.
What's the fucking point?
Cabela's
Missouri-
would never.
A Missouri man says in a class action lawsuit against Bass Pro that the outdoor outfitter is refusing to honor its lifetime warranty on socks.
Capitalism.
That really grinds my gears. It's a class action lawsuit too, so he wasn't the only man burned by this, huh?
Yeah. All-purpose wool socks. The Springfield-based company changed its policy in 2021 before he tried to return 4 pairs of socks. Instead of getting another pair with a lifetime warranty, Slaughter said he was given socks that only carried a 60-day warranty.
But how? Nobody can wear out socks in 60 days. I don't care.
Well,
Nah.
I could wear out a sock in
60 days? Oh, that might be a new segment. We'll check back in 2 episodes.
Well, you have to buy me new socks first. Somebody buy me
All
new
right.
socks, and I'll wear those fuckers out.
Check in your bathtub. I didn't say that was the only thing I hid there. I never said it was the only thing.
How'd you get copper-toned socks into my toilet tank?
You have to break through the drywall. Go from underneath. Now, have either of you ever actually cashed in on a lifetime warranty on something?
Still waiting for the right moment, you know?
No.
But clearly not with these socks. Have to start over
I
somewhere
I don't think it
else.
would ever. I don't think it would ever occur to me
I don't own
to bring
anything
something
with
in
a
for
lifetime warranty.
Mm-mm.
Because I'm not a fucking rich person. I can't
Well,
afford
I mean,
things
Bass
that have
Pro
lifetime
Shop.
warranties.
That's true.
Well, how much do those socks
That's-
cost? Now I want to know.
They're probably like $30
Yeah.
socks if they had a lifetime warranty.
Yeah. Wanna...
Bass
What do they
Pro
call
Shop
them?
does carry good things. They are affordable and versatile, and
I don't think it
various
said
games.
what kind of socks they were. Oh no, they are. Redhead lifetime guarantee all-purpose wool socks. It's in the name of the socks, lifetime guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really kind of they biffed it on that one. That's on them. Well, that's a damn shame. I hope what's the fellow's name? Farnsworth, Carlton, Shirley. What's his name?
Kent Slaughter.
Torgans,
That's such a cool
Turtlets,
name.
Kent.
We glossed over it.
Really
Kent
cool
Slaughter
fucking
is a
name.
damn good name.
Okay, first of all,
That's
that
a
is
pretty
still their
bitchin' name.
Their name is still the Redhead Lifetime Guarantee All-Purpose Wool Socks on the website, and
Wait,
they are $11.99.
really?
Yes, and they are $11.99 a pair. I'll put it in the other.
That's
tab.
still expensive for a pair of socks.
Yeah.
If I'm paying $11.99,
I
there
think-
better be 6 pair.
Wait, if that's still on the website, I think
Wow.
I think we could get in on this class action suit.
Yeah, I think we should buy those right now and get in on that class action.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Kent
absolutely.
Slaughter could be a new sponsor of the show
Yeah.
by way of lawsuit. All right, Kent, if you're in the chat, sound off. See if we can get in on that. We'd love to be. I'll say to another segment. What was that, Clancy?
Kent, if you're in the chat, your name is fucking rad as hell.
That's fucking cool. Kent Slaughter. Clancy, I think you should have Kent Slaughter on to Broadcastle TV sometimes.
I'll reach out.
Maybe on August 1st, Kent Slaughter can come on.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And talk a little bit. Maybe we can book Kent Slaughter on August 1st. All right, would you like to go to another segment?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. This next segment is called Bobby's Fun Fan Fiction Challenging. Bobby's Fun Fan Fiction Challenging. It's the place to go to find out who's horny. All right. Now, I'm a bit into fandom. I'm a bit into some of these things people are reading. I like, I'm your prototypical hot nerdy girl. I like my Narutos. I like my Dragon Ball Zs. I like my Hunger Games. Are there any fandoms that the two of you are particularly into right now?
Minions, baby. I'm a big time Minions head. It's fucking Minion City over here. I love Bob.
You're stricken with Minion Mania. Eliza, What about you?
Gonna go with the classic Great British Bake Off, like real person fiction.
Hell yeah. I love it when they caress those cakes and you see them glisten in the sun.
High drama,
Have you watched any of the spin-off shows of that? They've got one for pottery. They've got one for woodworking.
I watched the glass blowing one. That was interesting.
Clancy, maybe I think you should pitch Great British Stream Off.
Ooh.
Every week
I'm sorry.
they have a challenge.
I'm distracted because I typed into Google Great British Bake Off erotic fan fiction, and there are options.
There's always options.
Why don't you give us a little taste of one? Why don't you give us a little
This one's
taste?
titled The Soggy Bottoms.
Of course it is.
It's very short. I feel like, let's see, pound me like your dough, Paul, is a choice line.
Yeah, ladies love Paula Hollywood. For some
Yeah,
reason.
do they pound dough? Your tits are shaking like jelly?
That's what it said.
Your pussy is stodgy. like a pudding.
Oh, man.
That
crazy.
pussy's not getting a handshake.
No. Who's got
All right, well-
this time?
All right. Well, how this segment works is what it is. It's a little bit of a game show, and you'll be playing against one another, Eliza versus Clancy. And how this works is I'm going to read you. I've searched the internet for some of the very best fan fictions out there. The website I used, I want to give them a shout out because they are. I used to use Literotica. That's a lot of us use. But right now I'm on Archive of Our Own. And I want to give them a shout out because Literotica that's a rag. That can be a that's where freaking bums go to get their erotic fan fiction. Archive of Their Own. They're the only place for me. And what I've done on Archive of Their Own is I've pulled up a couple of fan fictions, and how this game works is I'm going to start reading, and the moment either of you can tell me the names of all the characters, it's usually 2, I think there's 1 or 3, the characters and properties that this fan fiction is about. If you can name them, the first one to name them gets a point. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you can just raise your hand, or you can go ding, ding, ding. And we'll see who can be the first to 1,000 points. All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Her palms pressed against my chest, and I felt her fingers fumble with my shirt. I broke the kiss and looked down to where she was freeing my shirt buttons one by one. I looked up at her, my eyebrow raised in question. She twisted her mouth into a shy smile. I'm almost naked. Then you should be too. I've no objection to that, I told her, and watched as she finished her task, and then dragged my shirt over my shoulders. Yes.
Ding ding.
Eliza, do you have a guess?
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Oh, that's a great question, and it's a great guess. But that's not it. You're very close, I'll say that. All right. I have no objections to that, I told her, and watched as she finished the task and then dragged my shirt over my shoulders. She tossed it across the room and stood staring at me. I wanted to pull her again against mine, but I didn't move. Instead, I let her look. She had touched me in the days since our mutual declaration of wanting to be together, but only over my clothes. She'd still been nervous and had not yet touched my bare skin. But now she reached out, her fingers moving slowly across my chest and moving downwards to the line of hair that started at my navel and trailed beneath the waist of my jeans. She sucked in a breath and looked up at me, and I saw in her face the same realization that had washed over me. This was big. This was us. This was Draco Malfoy and Hermione Granger about to cross that line. She pulled me in close.
I will
and
say,
we
Joe
began.
Biden is really the Hermione Granger of politics.
True.
Do you have a guess, Clancy?
I mean, I think it's Draco Malfoy and Hermione Granger from Harry Potter.
Ding, 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 ding! Clancy, you get the first point. Very good interview. All right, so that gives Clancy 1 point. And we'll move on to the next Happenintinson.
I was looking for like clues in the prose, like when he said I had no objection. I was like, oh, so are they lawyers? Is that what this is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the biggest clue there was when he said the line of hair that started at my navel and trailed beneath the waist of my jeans. Because as we all know, Draco Malfoy has those famous jeans he's always wearing.
Famous for wearing jeans, yeah.
Yeah.
That should have been a dead ringer right there. All right, here's the next one. It's so nice to... This one's a little bit easier. It's so nice to finally see this for real. I've had so many visions of fucking you in so many different ways. Alice continued. Her lover cried out once again. Alice turned the vibrator up another notch. After this, it'll be my turn to taste you. Or maybe I'll grab that big strap I just brought, just for you, and have my way with you. Yes, Eliza.
Alice in Wonderland and that caterpillar.
Ooh, that is a great guess, Eliza. I'm going to say you're very close once again, but not quite.
Chance to steal.
Clancy, the floor is yours.
Alice in Wonderland, is it the Queen of Hearts?
Ooh.
Ooh, again, very close, but not quite. All right.
We have the chat. The chat.
We do have a guess from the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Alice
and the White Rabbit. No, not quite. Not quite. You can do it. Oh, wait. Where was I? After this, it's my turn to taste you. Or maybe I'll grab that big strap I bought just for you and have my way with you. Bella nodded, begging Alice to do just that.
Oh,
the vibrator went up another notch.
All right.
Then another.
All right, I got
as
it.
Alice added a third finger into Bella's pussy. She screamed again as her orgasm hit her, crying out Alice's name as she came down. Alice turned off the toy and tossed it onto the pillow beside them, pushing her fingers out of Bella. You can do whatever the fuck you want to me, Bella said, straightening up. She straddled Alice again, kissing her as hard as she could.
I mean, I'm gonna stop you.
Have you got a guess, Clancy?
Yeah, I mean, it's Bella and Alice from Twilight.
Ding, 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 ding! Correct! That would be Alice Cullen.
Why did Alice need a vibrator? Because they can move so fast.
That's
Good
true.
point.
I could have been
I'm
Yeah,
better
just
at
like-
writing.
Spice it up sometimes, you know. Yeah.
All right,
It's
fair
true.
enough.
Maybe she could be using her hands for other things. Powerfully vibrating on the side of Bella's face. In a seductive way, maybe. You know? You might need those hand vibrators for something else.
True.
Alright, so that puts us... I think you're tied now with Clancy at 2 points and Eliza at 0. Alright. So, that brings us to the third one. That cocky smirk plastered on his face momentarily, before Shadow wiped it right the hell back off by capturing him in a heated kiss, biting the bottom of his lip to force his mouth open.
Shadow and Sonic
give
the
him-
Hedgehog.
Oh.
Ding, 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 ding! Clancy!
Why is this the
It's
game
almost
that
as
I'm
if you've
good
read
at?
that one
You're an
before.
expert. Yeah.
Why is this the thing that I'm good at?
Because
Well,
you read all-
that Clancy's got a little hidden talent.
I know that Clancy's read all of these before and is just pretending that they haven't.
I
so.
straight up have read
You're
that
good.
Shadow and Sonic one.
I didn't even get very far on that one. I didn't even get to Sonic's name.
I've read that.
I saw you said Shadow. I saw on Clancy's face. I knew I was out then.
I knew it immediately. I mean, because Sonic the Hedgehog erotic fan fiction is the classic. If you've
It's
read
true.
erotic fan fiction, you've read Sonic. That's all I'm saying.
It is the gold standard. It's the gold. It's the Gatorade. It's the Riptide Rush of the Gatorade community. The one everyone knows and loves. All right. Well, this next one might be a little bit more of a deeper cut. Let's see if it'll be a bit more challenging. Eliza, you got some time to make up, but if you win these next ones, you could tie the game again.
All right.
All right.
When you say these next ones, how many are you talking?
We're gonna go until the wheels fall off. No, we've got two more. We've got two more. All right. But then the familiar sound came out of the bushes. He looked up, absolutely delighted at that sound. Just a half a second later, the tiny man with the mustache came flying out of the bushes and landed right in his lap. "It's-a me, Luigi," he said apologetically. The man didn't know any other words other than that, besides yes and no. "Shut up," the bigger man said, pulling Luigi into a passionate, slow kiss. "We have some place to be." And just like that, Shrek tucked the plumber into his belt and started walking. Luigi may be fast in this world, but over here he would never be able to keep up with Shrek's graceful long legs and equally graceful steps. Like that, they walked to a little hut where a wizard lived. He had turned Shrek into a human once before. They entered the hut together, Luigi still being in the warm embrace between Shrek's arms, soft belly and belt. The almighty wizard was meant to make Shrek smaller, so that the two would be able to go to Luigi's world together. With this size, Shrek would never fit through the pipes. Plus, him being smaller would make sex much more pleasurable. Shrek called out for the man. Yes, Eliza.
Okay, point of clarification. Is Shrek very large, like canonically? I don't know about Shrek.
Yeah, he's an ogre.
Shrek
Well,
is,
I don't
yeah,
know
he's
how
big.
big
He's
those
an
are.
ogre.
How big are ogres?
Ogres are like small
Yeah, quite
giants,
large.
but big goblins.
I always
exactly.
thought Luigi was like normal size, like human size. No?
No, they're bigger than
What?
people.
No, Luigi though.
Luigi?
Luigi's
quite small. He fits
That
in the
is-
pipes.
if
fits
we're
right into the
basing it
pipes.
if we're basing it off the pipes, then yeah. Because yeah,
He
pipes,
must be only 1 or
mushrooms-
2 inches
Okay.
tall.
Okay.
Oh, this
So,
pinwheel
okay.
really stresses me
Luigi.
out.
How big is Luigi? Can we get that?
Now, neither of you have guessed for this one, so this point is up for grabs.
Oh, okay.
Asked and answered. Asked and answered, Eliza.
What?
I can't.
Now, I did notice, DP, that was your homepage. It auto-completed pretty quickly.
Oh, man. Not even how big is
He does.
Luigi's dick? How big is Luigi? And it goes
And why are they measuring it flaccid?
Look at his face.
Can we get a full screen of that picture?
He's like,
That's the face of a man with a 3.7-inch long penis.
oh. I mean, it explains a lot.
Oh, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Would anyone like to
Okay.
guess this, or should I continue reading?
It's Luigi, Mario, and Shrek from Shrek. And
Right.
assumedly they're in Shrek World right now,
Ding,
but they're later going to go
ding.
back to
Yeah.
Super
You get
Mario World.
extra credit for remembering Luigi's last name. Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh boy, there it is.
It's like flat in front.
That is a penis. That is certainly a penis. Oh man, I like the. We can see it distorting the knit of the cotton.
The drawn outline.
Well, so where do we think Waluigi falls in
This is
this? Since
good.
he was our bachelor.
That's true.
Can
we search
Waluigi is one of those
Waluigi-
really tall, skinny
Waluigi-
guys that has like a crazy
Exactly.
hog,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy penis.
like
Yeah.
a
Can
an
you Google
insane looking hog.
Yeah.
Can you
Google how
Google
big is.
Luigi penis comparison?
Mhm.
Can you Google that? Well, that wouldn't break the terms of service, would it?
As long as it's not
All right,
an
silence
actual
on DP
penis
then.
out.
You can shout, can't you? You
Fans
must.
are going nuts.
Luigi's penis. Penis of
Wait,
Mario.
Mario
and
has
Luigi.
big nipples?
Penises.
What's going on?
I am worried that site is like a Rule 34 type of situation, and so we
yeah.
probably should not click on it.
Yeah. If we're not going to.
We want to keep this.
Actually,
We want to
here,
keep
I'll
this
take it
stream
off.
clean.
DP, check what that site is.
All right. Do you all want to do this last entry on Fanfictioningtons and
Yes.
let's see, Eliza, you can still tie the game if you win this one.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I ease myself onto the couch, my spine finding the comfort of its familiar dip. As I settled in, my hand brushes against James's, and I reflexively pull it back. Before I can say anything, his hand moves to my thigh, and our eyes meet. For a moment, we gaze at each other. His
Oh, wait,
confident
ding,
grin
ding.
and curly. Yes,
Ding.
Eliza?
Jesus and James from the Bible.
That's a very good question. You're very close, but not quite.
I have a chance
For a
to
moment.
steal.
Oh.
Is it
Yes,
James
Clancy.
and the Giant Peach?
Oh.
Also very close, but not quite.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
For a moment, we gaze at each other, his confident grin and curly brown hair drawing me in, enrapturing me. Suddenly, I feel a barrage of gentle kisses on the back of my neck, and I turn to see that Clancy has leaned over from their chair, knocking both of our mics to the ground, and is now perched on the arm of the couch, looming over me like a mighty elm tree. Bobby, they whisper seductively.
I just want to say,
I have
really
to
quick,
admit,
James
we
definitely
weren't
has
in ti-
black hair. It's definitely black hair.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bobby, they whisper seductively. I have to admit, we weren't entirely honest about why we invited you here today. James, now grasping my trembling chest with both his hands, moves closer from the other side. There's no stream scheduled for tonight, he croons. gently licking my earlobe. The cameras aren't even on, Bobby. A smile creeps across my face as I pull them both in closer, grabbing handfuls of ass as I do so.
Oh my god.
Well, 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 I say. It appears the goss won't be the only thing that's hot tonight. Do you have any guesses about that one?
I just want to say somewhere Jamie Carbone is very angry that they weren't included.
Well, they're broken. The dip in the couch is mentioned. They're canonically involved.
This night has
Do I have any
been a
guesses?
real whirlwind for me.
Yes, I am stealing. It is you,
Yes, Eliza.
Pattinson, and Clancy, and James Hartenfeld, bad boy of Hot Goss.
Ding, ding, ding! Eliza steals for the win! 5 points to Eliza. Eliza, you are still the champion.
Yeah, the champion plays dirty, Clancy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
It plays very dirty. Look.
I gotta give it to you.
I mean, look.
I'm
that
fully
website.
stunned.
Please tell me it's there. Please tell me it's searchable.
Honestly, look.
Oh yeah, it's real quick. You have confirmation that this is safe.
Is it?
We've got to scan.
Might be
That's
safe
a
for
penis
Twitch,
analysis
but
right there.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Why is it shaped like that? Oh, it's a dagger.
Is that
Oh my
one?
god, this is cock.
There's Wario.
All right.
We are on pins and needles.
Yeah, the poor hot dog. You know what though? That is my favorite.
Poor
on
hot
there.
dog.
Oh boy. I feel like
Bullish quick dagger.
the bullish quick dagger has Waluigi written all over it, but
Fair, yeah.
I'm obviously out of my depth here.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I mean that
Oh,
that is
lovely.
a hell of a curve, I will say that. Much
That
to
is a
think about.
curveball.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
You wouldn't see that coming in a game of Mario Party. That's for damn sure.
Oh my god.
Alright, well, I don't think it's going to get any better than that. What do you all say we pull this thing up to the curb?
Yeah, let's
All right, yeah.
let's bring her in for
We
a win.
did 2 news stories. That's plenty.
Yeah.
2 news stories in an hour 45. That seems like more than enough. All right, that brings us to our final segment of the show, a segment I like to call Robert's Big Fun's Predictioning Fins and Fins. Robert's Big Fun Predictioning Fins and Fins. It's the place you go to find out what's going to happen. All right, this is a segment at the end of the show that we all love to do, where we go around the circle. We tell everybody where you can find us on the internet, what your upcoming shows are, what shows you host around the world, and then one prediction for what's going to happen in the news. Clancy, why don't you start us off?
I mean, look, you're already here. So friggin' subscribe to the channel and stuff. I have a few shows around. I'm gonna do a private gig on a houseboat next week. Pretty excited about that.
Oh yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Getting paid $50 to hang out on a houseboat and tell jokes for a minute.
Who
That's
books
fun.
that? Who books that? Tell me that.
Clancy, please do me a favor and share your location on your iPhone with me before heading to that, because that does sound like they're setting you up for a murder.
It does a little bit. Yeah, you're right.
That seems dubious.
Oh yeah, I did the Oregon Trail show already, and it went poorly.
Oh,
But I did get paid, so
that's what counts.
Hell yes.
that's what counts.
That counts. Count the money.
And my prediction is that they're gonna try and kidnap me on that houseboat, but I'm gonna fucking fuck them up like John Wick style.
Mm-hmm,
That's what I like to hear, Clancy. As John Wick famous for his karate.
Karate.
Beautiful.
Is that what that
Eliza
is?
Wick, That's what karate is. That's ASL for karate. Oh, what are you up to these days? I think my hair fell off.
Your hair fell off, but you know what? It's so hot in England. How could it not? You know.
It's the heat wave, honestly.
Yes. So there is my Instagram. My Twitter is also Eliza Isn't Funny. My TikTok is Eliza.isn't.funny because some asshole stole my name.
Wow.
So I know.
How dare
I'm going to get that Bass Pro Guy's lawyer to like get me straight.
If anyone wants to absolutely terrorize that account on Eliza's behalf, we welcome it.
When you say
just
that
really
Bass Pro Guy,
light them
are you
up.
talking about Kent Slaughter?
Kent Slaughter. Yes. Thank you so much for reminding me of him. Yes. I have a show every week in Portland called Bangers Comedy, which is super fun. And if you are in Portland or nearby, you should come. I'm on some other shows, but if you follow my socials, then you will see them.
And what's your prediction for the news this coming week?
Oh, my prediction for the news is Elon Musk will continue to fail to buy Twitter, but he is going to buy Friendster to like make up for it.
Sort of a bait and switch.
Yes.
I think that's a bit of an upgrade, honestly.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, we'll be the first
Friendster,
on the
it
case
doesn't
when
have
that
the
story
user base.
breaks.
Friendster doesn't have the user base, but I love the interface.
Right.
And it's
when did that
probably
post
got
go
less
up?
bots. Probably
yeah.
less bots
Yeah.
to bother Elon with. Well, of course, you can always find me at patreon.com/Pibbity Patterson Ribbity Robertson, where I'm reading and reviewing chapter by chapter the last book in the Hunger Games, and pretty soon I'm gonna figure out what this fella Peter's all about. And of course, you can follow all my friends on the Instagrams at their places, and of course, Halloween's just around the corner, so be sure to check that out. And my prediction for this coming week in the news is that we'll all become closer friends and understand each other just a little bit better. From Eliza Butler, from Clancy Kramer, and from myself, Robert Pattinson, this is What's Happenintinson with Robert Pattinson, saying Rimley Timley, and good night!